Hello and welcome back to another video on Serious About Salvage. We're back again today with another Nissan Qashqai video. I'm sure you'll have seen the first one by now, and the disaster of the crumpled shell, axle damage, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's over there on the list still, and here we've got another one. Like spitting image. Or almost spitting image. It was supposed to be a spitting image, but as always, things never go quite to plan. As I mentioned in the previous video, the idea is to fix a few Nissan Qashqais with all the parts from this. Now bear with me a minute because there is music coming out of this car and I will get copyrighted. There. Yeah, the idea was to use all the parts from this one to build a few more, and especially get one sorted out for the customer who that was for. So I went out and found another identical Nissan Qashqai, end connector, same spec, pearl black, supposed to be pearl black, but it's not. It was listed as a black car. It looked black. I would have thought probably if I sit you here, does it look like a black car? It's a bit hard to tell. The lights in here do show quite well that it's not in a person. I don't know what the camera's showing though. But yeah, they listed it as black. You do a VIN check on it, it says it's black. I mean, I haven't got the logbook, I don't know what that says, but it's most definitely not black. It's nightshade, which is, in most lights, looks very black, in all fairness. Like I said on the pictures, it looks black. When I collected it, I strapped this car down to my trailer, and I didn't notice that it wasn't black. I only noticed when I got back, and the security light outside the unit was shining on it, that I noticed that it wasn't black. So I could see how it's been listed as the colour, but if they've done a VIN check on it and it says it's black as well, then it is what it is. But anyway, I bought it thinking it was black. Great quick swap of parts from one to the other to finally get this client the car that they wanted, because they've been waiting a while and I need to deal with it. But now it's not black, so we're still going to swap all the parts over, but then it's going to have to go to the paint shop and be painted, which is a disaster really, because I paid the money I wanted to pay, and now I'm paying another chunk for paint that I hadn't calculated for really. But it is what it is. This needs to be dealt with and gotten out of the way. So we are going to swap some parts. Now let's spin round, stop looking at my mug. I'll show you the damage to this car, very light, and we'll start swapping parts over. So there she is, and looking in the back of the camera, it does look black. But let's get a bit up close. You see it's like a purpley tinge to it. It's hard to tell on the camera really. There. It is in fact, like I said, a colour called Nightshade. I've checked the colour codes. GAB. G for Golf. Golf Alpha Bravo, GAB. Nightshade. Z11. Pearl Black. So yeah, obviously two different colours. Now, on the front, we've got a very, very little bit of damage on this driver's front corner. Now obviously the intention was to just sew the wing and the bumper off that car straight on this, because they were the same colour. Also I thought be a lot quicker, but because they're not the same colour, there is no point painting them when the damage is so light to these. They can easily be repaired and reused, and it'll be just as good as getting them painted. So that's my intention on the front. I'm not wasting parts, there's no point. We've got a very small little crack to the bumper here, which can be repaired behind, and no issues at all. This here, there isn't, I don't know why they put that mark on there. It's literally a stone chip. There's no damage to the bonnet. There's a bit of a mark to the wing there, top wing, because the headlight's just been nudged back and just bent the top of the wing there, but that will bend back and repair easy. No issues at all with that. If when I pull it apart it won't, then I have got a wing. It's not an issue. We'll throw it on. That takes care of the front. There's no other damage on the front of this car. Everything's good. The majority of the damage is on the back. No frame damage. And all our gaps are good. It's just popped the arch trim off. That's why they've arrowed it. Popped the clips off the bumper. There's no damage to the rear quarter. It's had a little nudge in the back of this car. There's a bit of a crease along the rear tailgate. So obviously we've got our tailgate to swap. Rear bumper is severely marked up. That will get swapped. The rear crash bar, as far as I can tell, is bent round the bottom. There's no actual body damage behind there, but we're going to pull it apart anyway to have a look, because obviously we need to swap the parts over. And then round here is fine again. Again, it's just popped the clips there, which is why they put arrows there. But inside, we're all good, barring a clean. It's all exactly the same spec as the other. This one is 6 months newer on the plate. It's a 69 instead of a 19. But it's got a touch more miles. It's got 42 on this one. I think the other one's got 34. But in terms of spec, exactly the same inside. Pan roof, all your 360 cameras. They're nice cars, these, to be fair. They drive well as well. Again, the 1.3 Dig T engine. And if we have a quick look in the boot, I'm not sure how much you can see really, but you can see that there's no actual damage to the boot floor at all. So it's not been hit hard. But like I said, we're going to pull the back off this and make sure. Well, we've got to pull the back off it anyway to sort the parts over. So that's what we're on with now. So yeah, paint's a bit of a shame, but it will make a cracking car, and we'll get it sorted out. So I saw the camera on. I've not got a great deal of time. This needs to get to paint. We will pull the boot lid, the rear bumper, the rear crash bar off, have a gander, and then we're going to do the same. Pull these ones off, swap them straight over, get the back bushed out in no time at all. Right, so I've made a start with this rear end in the hope we can do the rest of it live on camera and not do any time lapse. So let's just see. So first of all, obviously I pulled off the interior trims on the boot lid. This is purely to get to the wiring, to strip out the wiring. One side you've got one plug for the heated window, and then you've got your pipe for your rear washer. This would be up through that hole, back out of here, and obviously plumbed in. You've got the same on the other side, a big harness, all your plugs in for your rear lights on the tailgate and your rear lock, your windscreen wiper. So that wiring again, it just routes up through there, comes out of here and all plugs in. That's all very simple, just plugs and push fit clips, bits like that. So for the boot lid, all we've got is 2 struts, and I've taken 1 nut off each side. They're 13 mils, so the boot lid is ready to come off. The tailgate, so the rear bumper, I've unclipped the arch trims ready. These have little push clips on the other side where my finger is. You push that side in and then they just pull out. At the bottom on each side there is a T20 torque screw just up underneath there, and then the bumper is fixed right behind here with 1 10mm bolt straight up there. So we've now got a few, they would be 8mm, wouldn't they? So this socket over. I'll try to. One moment. We've got Two 8mm here. Oh yeah, of course they're not 8mm. What are they? You are joking. I'm having a moment. They were 10s after all. So I'll swap the socket over again. And we will try that again. And then we'll drop the screws. Oh, so everything in the boot for now, and we know we can't lose it. And there goes another. Pick them. That's that. Now, this bumper should come off. There is going to be a plug down this corner and down the passenger side for the sensors. So I'll plonk you there for a moment and see what happens. So it should just, yep, clip out of there. Out of there. And there you go. Voila. And yeah, the plug's down there. I've unplugged it, but it's got a push clip holding it on. So let's unclip that. Rear bumper done. Let's dump that there for the moment. You can already see now the damage. So as I said, the crash bar's just gone like that. Just like that. Everything else looks straight. These always break, these clips. We'll deal with that in a minute. You can see there, just bent round. Don't know if you can see down there. Maybe just about. I'll have a little closer look in a moment, but whilst we're here, we might as well pull that tailgate off. Not the easiest job to do on your own, but manageable if you have to. Let's unclip these thingy-majigs. Can't think of the name right now. I'm sure you'll tell me. That's them two. And then all you can do, really. Now I should have put the socket on first. Really? Because now I'm balancing it on my head. Trying to get a 13mm socket on my ratchet. So yeah, it's just a case of undo the last two. And then I'm hoping if I just light down a bit, get hold of both sides. What the hell? Is it just stuck on the glue? Not on the glue, on the paint. Yeah, it was just stuck on with paint. Try it again. There we go. And then preferably have a tidy workshop so you can put it down somewhere. But you know me by now. Let me go over here. I've obviously got some lights and stuff to take off that. I won't be throwing them away. Whew. And excuse me, a bit of indigestion. Let's get this out of the way for the moment. You can see that crash bar now. Pretty sure these will just unbolt off this end. See if this will do them. That's 3 off that side. There's one I'm struggling to get to on both sides because of the shape of the crash bar. Now it's been pushed in. So I'll swap this battery. And now we're just left with these two that I can't quite get on, I don't think. So I need a spanner. I think once I get a little bit of tension off it, it'll probably just about do it then. Yeah, that's that one. A bit tighter. I'll spare you the 2 minutes it's going to take me to get this bolt. Okay then, it's a good job I saved you a little bit of time because I'd missed there was a bolt at the bottom on both ends and I couldn't get my ratchet in there, so I had to spanner them out, and they were undersealed on the inside because that's underneath the body. So yeah, they were pretty stiff to get out then. But anyway, looking at the back now, no issues at all there that I can see. Now all this, this bottom section from here down, that was bent round and up against the bottom of the wheel well, but as you can see, this is just literally just tin. All it does is holds the bottom of the bumper, stop the bumper flapping when you're going down motorways. So that's really, like I said, I grabbed hold of it and pulled it back round with my hand, and that was it. There's nothing to the actual jaw strength part of the tub. Nothing at all. It all is spot on. So nothing's moved, which I didn't think it had. I know that will all go back together absolutely perfect. This is the old rear crash bar. And underneath the car, there is a bit of damage to the rear box, the exhaust. So obviously whatever's hit this has actually gone under it, under the back of it a little bit. But we've got a complete exhaust on this, so that's no issue. It's actually very beneficial to have a parts car, because there is no way I can possibly be missing anything, even when it comes to nuts, bolts, stuff like that. But obviously it's not practical to buy a car for parts to then build 2 or 3 more. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But how it's happened and the way it's worked out just makes it easier to repair, because you know, like I said, for a fact, you've got all the parts you need. We've got our replacement crash bar. I'm going to throw the replacement absorber back on because this one's just a little bit split. It doesn't really matter, it would work perfectly fine, but I might as well use the new one off this car because I don't need it. And all the sensors are in the replacement bumper. All that are plugged together properly and nice. So I'm going to put the crash bar on, get that foam protector on, and then we're going to throw the bumper on before I start taking the boot lid off this one. get a few parts back on the car. Right, let's put the camera back on here. What should I do? I'll do a bit real time and then I'll skip a few bits because I don't really want to do time lapse. It's a bit of a pain to do the editing and stuff, but at the same time I don't want to bore you lot with loads of messing around, so just get a few bolts finger tight on here. Yeah, them bolts are lining up perfect as I expected. What was there? 1, 2, 3. There's 5 in each side, which is perhaps a bit overkill, but these should all go in a lot easier because I have not got a crumpled crash bar stopping me from getting in now to where I want to be. Well, that was famous last words. Alright. It was just me. The bottom ones are so tight because of that underseal. I think I get just the idea of what's going on here. I'll get crash bar on and we'll continue with the bumper. Alright, rear crash bar's on, foam protector's on, all that bolted up with no issues at all, everything lined up, so we know there's been no movement there. And now, hopefully the bumper goes on just as easy. Tidy up this rear end a bit, so let's give it a go. I can just put one of these in here, stop it falling back off. Yep. Yep, we're getting somewhere. Find some more screws. Come on, there we go. Yeah, once that's all bolted up, don't think it'll look too bad, to be fair. Let's put that in there before it falls off. Yeah, I mean it's crazy really, you look at it from this angle, oh, you can tell the difference. I mean, I don't know if you can on camera, but do you know the colour difference? It ain't a million miles out, but we know it's the wrong colour. But yeah, alright. I'll tinker away a bit more, I'll get this bumper sorted, pretty nicely, matches up. Perfect. And then perfect. So you get all the trims on and stuff and it'll Really nice, make it look nice, and then we'll get on to the boot lid. Right, now the I keep getting mixed up. Now the rear bumper is finished, you've now got the pleasure of trying to watch me try and put this boot lid on my own, which I'm sure will be eventful. But it's only me here, so I'm hoping I can slot the two threads on the back of the bumper, top of the boot lid here, straight into the hinges. They don't have adjustment on that end, so it should line up perfect. Just put the nuts on and shut the boot. I hope. Oh Christ, it's a bit heavier than I remembered. So I'm working a bit blind here really, but trying to maybe. One side in. Oh, I don't know. This is impossible. This is impossible. Because the hinges are moving. You're going to have to bear with me a minute because I can get help, but the camera's shy, so 1 second. Right, the boot lid's on. And there we go. It's a bit easier to tell now the colour difference because they're so close to each other. That's your nightshade. That's obviously your pearl black. So yeah, this back end obviously is going to have to be painted, boot lid and bumper. And obviously you've got the spoiler up here as well. And another little section there. But in terms of lining, everything lines up absolutely spot on. Both sides. We know the bumper lines up. Opens perfect. All looks good in here. If we pull this up a little bit now, a quick look under there. I can't keep hold of it. But I mean, yeah, it's hard to tell really. What I will do later on, we'll pull out this foam and have a good look under there. But we saw from the back end with the bumper off, there wasn't any damage there. And the bumper's dried up too. Yeah, it's all gone spot on. I need to do the exhaust under there yet, but it's all coming together. I need them tools. I'll get them out in a minute. That shuts perfect. So we're on to the front end now. So I'll just have a bit of a move around the parts, move the car back a little bit, and we will start on that front end, get the front off, have a good look behind it, and do what we need to do. Right, onto the front. I've made a bit of a start without you, just to take a load of fixings out, again in the hope that we can do this real time and not do any time lapse. So it's very similar to the rear. You've got the arch trims that literally just push clip in with one screw underneath both sides. There is, I think, 4 10mm bolts under the underside of the bumper into the under tray, and then you've got your 10mm in this corner on both sides, like on the back. The top was already undone, these were undone. I think they're just push clips in there like them. And then I believe the grille section comes out separate first, just by pulling it once them top screws are out, well, fixings are out. So that's what we're going to try, basically. See if we can pull that centre trim out. Let's go over here. Never pulled one of these apart, so you know as much as me. But looking down the back of it, looks like they're just push clips, so fingers crossed. Like that. Like that. Now the camera's in this as well, so in the back there, you've got a plug. Try that a bit. There we go. And there's your radar for you. Collision protection thingy-majig. Yeah. Right, so that's the grill out. That's all okay. Put that there a minute. So yeah, as I thought, it's these clips here that go into the headlight, I think, is what's stopping the bumper coming off. So it's just a little push fit clip, one on each side, and then feels like it wants to come off now, ish. So some clip this side of the bumper. Easier said than done. These clips are so strong. And then I thought, oh, is it that? Perhaps it's that. Yeah, that now should come off. I thought, anyway, what have I missed? Alright, it's the wiring harness that's stopping it. That's one side. This needs to come off as well. Take the bulb out, be easier. There's a harness, obviously, for your parking sensors and for the spotlights at the bottom, or fog lights. And that's what it's snagged up on, basically. So I'm just unplugging the harnesses. And that should be that. Oh, on there. And there we go. We're apart. I think. Oh no. Oh yes, I am right. Yeah. The crash bar's just been nudged back a bit on this side here. There's a little crumple in it. So we need to swap the crash bar over from the other one. Inner wing. Oh, looks fine. Not sure what that sensor is. There's a big sensor there. Bottom bar is perfectly fine, but you can just see, looking down the crash bar, how far from the air conrad it is there, and then how close it is over there. So yeah, it's just pushed this side of the crash bar back a little bit. Not end of world. We've got that car behind us, so we can swap that over. No issues at all, really. Can't see anything else. So we'll just whip this headlight out, because I need to get to that wing as well. Again, don't know how these are held in. 3 bolts, is that it? That seems to be it. And then we've got a load of plugs on the back. How many is there? What the hell? There's like bloody 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plugs. Wow. Oh, that could have stayed. That could stay. That's a little harness extension. If I can undo that. Oh. Oh, that's tight. I need a screwdriver or something. That's that. And then I need them. There's a little push clip as well holding the harness on the back of the headlights. There. Bumper to headlight bracket looks fine. All the frame, that's all fine. Chassis leg, perfectly fine. Washer bottle, still full. All the sensors and stuff, like I said, are here. So, yeah, just think it's a case of swapping over the crash bar. I'll show you the little bit of damage to the bumper now as well. It's just got this little crack at the top there, which what we'll do is we'll grind it down a bit, get some fiberglass flexible filler in the back of it, make it all rigid, and then they'll be able to do the outside repair at the body shop, and that'll be a-okay. There's no point wasting this bumper when there's nothing wrong with it. It can easily be repaired. So yeah, that's good. So I need to pull the bumper off the other one now to get the crash bar off it. And then we can start, repairing and putting this back together. Right, all damaged parts are stripped off. We've got the crash bar off, and I've also taken off this one leg extension because they are separate to the crash bar. You've got your crash bar itself, but then you have your little leg. So this is my obviously damaged one, and that's the one I've just taken off the black one, so you can see the difference. So all we're using is this piece off the black one. The crash bar itself is perfectly fine. It's just used its crumple zone on the little leg extension and crumpled it a bit. So we can put the crash bar back on, sort out all the radar, and clip up all the wiring and everything ready. And I've made a start repairing the bumper. This is, like I said, flexible fiberglass filler, perfect for jobs like this. I've got it all lined up underneath. I've got a screw in there holding it all together to that place I want it, and then I just sanded down the inside to make it rough so it wasn't smooth like this. And then you put this stuff on and it sets good. So we're going to give that a bit of time. On the other side, when they do the bodywork, they'll grind out just a slight little groove along the actual crack on the other side, just to make sure they get enough filler in there and a bit of filler over the top, and it'll be perfectly fine. That be good. Be no issues with that going down the road. Happy days. So yeah, that's as far as we're getting so far. So I'll start throwing this crash bar on and stuff, get all that buttoned up, and then hopefully give it an hour to set that bumper properly, and we can start to throw it back together and get it back together ready for going to paint. I've done a little bit of manipulation on this wing. I don't want to do a great too much deal to it right now because I want the headlight back in and, you know, bumper back on to see the lines, and, you know, at the end of the day they're going to do the final little bit of fettling, should we say, before they put a skimmer filler on it, and they'll sort all that out at the paint shop as well. So yeah, I'll carry on for a bit and I'll update you shortly. Right, we're back to the point now where we need to get this front bumper back on. Put the headlight back in, got a foam protector on. Like I said before, the crash bar is on and nice and secure. Everything looks good. Got the 2 little repairs done. This stuff is, you know, really good stuff. I'll have no issue holding all that together, that now. The cracks are only small. Like I said, do a proper repair on the other side as well, and it'll be spot on, that, spot on. So I must remember to plug in the harnesses. Like I said, you've got this plug and this one over here. I must remember to plug them in, and then I've got to put the light bulbs back in there and there as well. So let's give this a go, see what happens. Hopefully there's no issues. Ooh. This will be a bit tricky because, like I said, I've got to get these plugs back on, and they are pretty tight. Let the spotlight in. That's in. Yeah, there's not a lot of slack on these cables. I need to make sure it's definitely plugged together as well. So I can get to it after, but I'd have to take the arch liner out to get to it. I don't really want to do that. Last plug. Yeah, they're so tight. That's it. Managed it. Right, now let's just get this in place. Which again, easier said than done on your own. Oh, I just noticed something, it's just popped out a bit here. I need to get that back in before. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, it's a pain putting bumpers on your own, I'll be honest with you. It really is. Well, we're getting somewhere. That's that side. Yeah, it's hooked in there. I knew it was going to do that. I think we're just a little bit snagged up under here somewhere. Yeah, I thought so. Just feel it fighting it a bit. There we go. It's back together. So it's got a pile of clips to put in it now. But as you can see, that's where that crack is. And that solid. So that's it on the outside. They'll sand that down. They'll just put a tiny, groove down where the crack is, and fill and sand that. And then that's that other tiny bit I did there. So again, same. Sand it down, bit of groove, and then tiny bit of filler over, and there'd be nothing wrong with this bumper. Be spot on. It's all lined up good. So yeah, just piece it back together now, get all the screws back in it, everything tight up, and it's ready to send it off down to the paint shop to get this bumper just whizzed over. It's such a shame, isn't it? It's a shame that I had that crack there, but yeah, it is what it is. And then obviously get the back. Obviously they need to do this, but they got the line there, got the line on the body of the LED light, and then we know about the tailgate and the boot lid. So I'll get it all fired together. We'll have one quick look at the end before I send it to paint, and then we'll see it again when it comes back. Right, all put back together. Front end is now complete. Got all the centre grilling, everything's fixed up and tight. Fixed underneath, everything spot on. No issues at all, everything lines up nice. We've just got that little bit of bodywork now. As you can see, that little crack still. Very strong though. So they will fix, like I said, perfect. And then that little bit of damage to the wing, sort that out. I've also just swapped over the exhaust because not only the back box, but the centre section was also bent. You can see that bend there, how it's flattened it out, pancaked it. But it also did it to the centre section there. I mean, they're very flimsy, these exhausts. It doesn't take much, but I just whipped off the exhaust off this one. Again, lucky to have a parts car sat here. And the car's finished. Just get it off to paint now and sort them bits and pieces. And it'll be a good run. And that's the first one done. I've probably, I don't know how many more I'm going to get out of this. Maybe I'll get a front end. That's I'm hoping. A side. A flood engine, maybe, so another 3. It's not ideal, I know, not ideal at all, but we can't really do much about it now. This is the way it is. I'm going to give this a quick test drive now, so it's not been anywhere yet, but I've no reason to think there'll be any issues. It's no suspension damage. And then it'll go to paint, and we'll have another quick look at it when it comes back from paint, and it'll be all cleaned up. So happy, yeah, very happy with that. Right, we're back for a final look around this first of probably many Nissan Qashqais to get rid of that. And this one is finished, back from the paint now. I've been and put a fresh MOT on it, I've serviced it. It's had everything. I've washed it, cleaned it inside, and this is the finished job. Now, you still can't really tell the colour, not on the camera anyway. It's a funny one. Get a bit of light shining on it. See there now, you see it's purple, really purpley colour. But as we know what the damage was, it's had rear bumper, tailgate changed off the black one and painted with the crash bar. That's all turned out really nice. It's a bit dark. It's like getting on for 6 o'clock, I'm afraid, so I have to excuse the poor light quality, but I've got to finish off this video because this car is going tomorrow, and this is my last chance to finish it off. Like I said, nice and clean inside, decent spec, end connector, I said that before, It's got all the cameras. It's got the self-park as well, where it does the steering for you. You just do the pedals and it does the steering to parallel park or to a park in a straight line in like a car park. Not tried it, but it's got the feature. And yeah, it's turned out nice. It's turned out like a nice car. One done. Like I said, many to go. All clean inside. We've had another key programmed on it. It's all running well. Yeah, it's turned out nice. The seat's a bit damp because I've cleaned it. That's the 2 keys down there now. And it's a good one, so yeah, happy with this one. I hope they're happy with it. And we can tick this one off and get back on the auctions to find some more. But anyway, yeah, this one is done, so that's going to be it. Thank you, as always, for watching these videos. Massively appreciated. Big thumbs up. And I will see you in the next one. What the next one will be, I don't really know right now, because I don't know what I'm going to get. So, yeah, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.